Hey there crew, it's Mark. I got a really cool package today from Archer and Olive. It's some of the Halloween collection. I don't think it's all of it because I know usually there's 3 notebooks and I only saw 1 that was in here. Honestly, they probably knew better because I was gonna spoil it all for us. But since they sent it, I thought we might as well take a look at it together to get our first impressions. This release is coming out on the 10th of September. We get a look at it a little bit ahead of time, which is super cool. Halloween, hands down, one of my favorite Archer and Olive times of the year. I have the original OG Halloween collection. I've been collecting the stamps, the notebooks, every single year. It's been so amazing. So I cannot wait to see what they're up to. So let's get right into it. Not only did they send along some of the accessories and the things, but we also got the exclusive Halloween box, which is separate from all of the other items. This is the one that usually sells out. This is like me right at 10 o'clock my time, like anxiously clicking the button to get it, so I can't wait to look at this too. But first, we have to check out the first notebook of this collection. All right, so we have to start off with the notebooks because like I said, the notebooks are some of my favorite part of Halloween. Now, I know for a fact that there are going to be 3 different notebooks. This is one of them. We also got a sneak peek of one the other day, but they didn't send me. I'll pop that up and we can talk about that in just a second. And then there's a third one that we have not seen yet. So we'll pop this one open. First of all, well, notebook first before we look at the packaging, even though packaging is very cool. So this is amazing. This is like a key with a serpent on here. When I shared this over on Instagram, people were like, this is giving Reputation vibes and everyone is here for it. Now I'm here for it because one of the reasons I love the Halloween collection so much is because it very much fits like my aesthetic. You're not gonna find a ton of stuff that's like overly floral typically, so it's always very exciting whenever there's something that is for everyone. Now they did start naming all of their notebooks, which is super important. So this one is the A5 coiled key is what it's called. So you've got your coiled serpent around this key. This is the A5 size. Typically they're going to be doing A5, they'll be doing B5, square. I'm not sure what other sizes they're going to be doing as well. This one is going to be a vegan leather cover. Oh, look at the edges. They did the deckled edges on this one. And this is the blackout version, so they're probably going to do a white dot grid version of this as well, which I'm probably going to have to buy for myself. Blackout paper is cool, don't get me wrong, but I will actually use a white dot grid journal more than I would the blackout paper, but still very cool, really filling the deckled edges on here. It gives it such a cool Halloween feel. They're only going to be on the edges here. They're not going to be on the top or on the bottom. And we do have a gold matching charm that's on here too. So overall, very cool looking notebook. I love the design of this so much. It feels really nice and smooth too. I don't know that I felt any of their vegan leathers that feel like this. It's not soft like velvet, but it's also not like that hard buckram. It has a much softer feel to it, which is super nice. Look at me getting my greasy, grimy hands like really all over here. I love this. And I need to have this in the white dot grid immediately. The boxes are always super cool. We've got a really cool holographic one this time. It even has the edge here that has the design on it too. So as this is sitting on your shelf, whether you're just putting it inside of the box, which is how I typically keep mine, or if you're keeping them outside of the box as well, you have 2 designs that you really can show off on the edge of there, kind of whatever you're looking for. So really amazing. Now, like I mentioned, I didn't get all of the notebooks and there are 3 of them, but they did show one the other day in a sneak peeks and I grabbed a real quick snapshot for you in case you aren't following them over on Instagram. This is gonna have a bat that's right in front of a full moon. Now the bat itself has a little bit of like a cartoony look to it. It's not very like realistic as they have been typically. And even over on the left-hand side of that notebook, you'll see some of the stickers that I'm guessing is gonna go along with this. I don't know if I also have those stickers or not in this box because we haven't gone that far just yet, but I did see them, which is very cool. So it very much fits inside of that vibe. I don't know, maybe it's not like a super cartoony bat, but it's not kind of like their previous bats. It's a little bit different, but I'm all about this one. This looks like it's also going to be in vegan leather, and I'm sure this one will also come in the white dot grid as we saw inside of there with a lot of other cool stuff too. A lot of like stickers and scrap paper inside of there. And that'll probably come in all those standard sizes too and see what's going on. Now, like I said, we haven't seen the third notebook yet. Maybe they'll show us inside of a sneak preview. This video I'm recording the weekend ahead of me releasing this one. I had some time to do so. So if they do release it, I will like pop it inside the community tab or something beforehand. I know they're also going to do like a full release of this. They'll probably be doing a blog that showcases everything before you can buy on the 10th itself. So just throwing that out there. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the other fun accessories that they send along for us to check out. All right, the next one is here. I thought that maybe this was the stickers, but in fact it is not. It is the stamps. And you know how big of a fan I am of the stamps. Every single one, I gotta have it. One of my favorite collections that they did years ago, which were the Familiars, and it had a bunch of different types of like animals and very cool like Halloween iconography on it, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So this one, oh my gosh, yes, I will take all of these. Give me every single one of these on a notebook cover. We've got the moon, we've got these malls, the bats, the serpent. I love that so much. Really cool card. And then you've got some more of the different mushrooms here. Stars, kind of outward facing sparkles, more stars, and some of the other elements actually that we saw on top of that notebook. But loving these very much so. And now that we got the new stamp ink from them, the Legacy ink, you know it's good. Now, speaking of Legacy ink, let me go through my pile here. I did see that there is a new one inside of here for a violet color. So we have the black, we have the brown, and there will also be a violet color as well. We'll have to do a little stamp sample of this to see exactly how well it works and what it looks like with some of these cool stamps. Something that I like to do, especially when I see this, because we know their stamp sets usually have to do with like the other elements on the page. You know, we see like the bat and the moon already. We see the serpent and the key, which we have on there. So it makes me wonder if one of the other notebooks that we haven't seen yet is going to have the malls on it, or perhaps something with like this tarot card or something like that in there. I could very much see that happening with some of those, so we'll just have to keep our eyes out for those. All right, so we have another small one here, and I'm really hoping, looks like maybe a little notebook is gonna be inside of here. Oh, because it says memo pad. Ah, so here's another one of those molds that we just saw. Oh, I'm really thinking that one of the other notebooks is gonna have a tarot card on it then. So this is a small little memo pad, 120 GSM paper. So a little bit thinner than a 160, but it's a memo pad, so it doesn't need to be ultra thick. 80 sheets of paper inside of this one with the white dot grid. Very nice. I've actually been keeping all of my art journal of notepads together inside of a container that says notepads. So this will be joining them inside of there, and definitely something that I grab and like to use. I personally don't like to have a ton of stuff on my desk, even though it's a little bit of chaos right now just with the excitement of all of these releases. But for the most part, it's nice to have them. I can grab them when I need them, and that's totally usable, and I love that. All right, we got a big box. So let's see what's inside the big box. All right, so pop her open. We've got something with some foam. Ooh, yes. All right, so if you don't know what this is a wax melting kit. So let's see what all we have inside of here. So you have a tea light, right? The tea light is gonna go underneath this adorable looking little cauldron deal. Usually I'm not all about their like fun little niche-y looking deals, but like this is cool. All right, and then you have your spoon, right? And that sits on top. So you light up your candle from the bottom. You have wax melts, which I don't know are in here. Well, maybe let's look in the box to see if we have them. But you'll light your tea light, you'll put your melts inside of here, let them melt down, and then you can pour this onto your envelope or whatever you might be using. Now, I will always prefer this method over top of the burning wax candle drips that they do. Last time that I used that and they gave that inside of one of their recent boxes, no lie, flaming wax fell onto my notebook because you have to kind of tip the candle a little bit when it's lit. I'm not about it. Give me this all day, every day. And it's so freaking cute. Looks like a little barbecue stand. All right, I found wax beads. I knew that they were gonna be in here. All right, wax seal beads. Ooh, glow in the dark. Yes, please. Look at that. So you have a bunch of these little beads that are in here. Have little dog paws on them, which is super nice. Yeah. So if you haven't done this before, essentially, you would take a handful of these little beads, probably like 3 or 4, right? And then you light the candle, you let them melt down, and that's how it works. And these will glow in the dark, which is super cool as well. All right, before we get to the big box, because this is the last other thing they sent me, it is a pack of Acrylographs. These are the acrylic paint markers, and the colors are on here. We'll definitely have to swatch these to see how they look, but it's a complete black and white color gradient here. We have everything from white, light gray, medium gray, dark gray, and black, which is awesome. This is a prime example why I love the Halloween box. Don't get me wrong, I love some other colors, but for me and my general aesthetic, which isn't like bright flowers and, you know, in your face kind of colors, give me grayscale all day, every day. All right, so now for the really exciting part, which is the Halloween box. So this box is separate from all of the other things that we saw and the other things that we did not see. But this box is totally separate. What's important to know about this? This sells out quick every year. Now, what Archer and Olive has told me about this is that they have ordered enough to try to meet the demand, but if they sell out, this box will not be a part of their new pre-order system that they have, right? So for all the other items, if they sell out within the first day, then they open up a pre-order so you can still get them. But this box will not be a part of that pre-order. So I'm just gotta throw that out there. They told me that I needed to say that specifically so that you understand this is only available while supplies last. So let's go through everything that's inside of here. And let's be honest, we are all here for the notebooks. For the past few years, their specialty notebooks have been amazing. Last year's notebook, the Red Blood Moon, was one of my favorites. That came inside of the box. So we'll open this up. We have silver foil around here with a bunch of branches. There's no name on the back of this one, though. So let's open it up and see what we got. Ooh, okay. This is definitely different. We've got this framed. Is this like, was this like a brown or like a gold or a bronze foil on here? And then we've got our stars and we've got this like crescent moon inside of here. That is super cool. I mean, it's not as cool as the Blood Moon is, but totally different year, different design, but I'm feeling it. I'm liking it. All right, and this is going, oh, look at that, the inside cover. And then this is gonna have white dot grid pages on it. So very cool looking. So that's the notebook that's going to be inside of here. This will only be available inside of this Halloween box, right? So that will not be sold separately. None of the other items in this box will you be able to pre-order if they sell out. Again, just saying that so we're all on the same page. All right, we'll take out another box that's inside of here. Definitely gonna have some tapes. We know that there's gonna be tape. And this are sticker rolls, okay? Different than washi rolls, definitely important to distinguish. And we have all kinds of fun designs on here. And I'm going to assume that some of this stuff is glow in the dark. Like anything that it's like has that white kind of tinge to it, I feel like glows in the dark. And all of them have like little bits of it. There's like stars and stuff like that. There's even a little bit over top of these like ravens. So there's a bat, a flock of bats, if that's what a bunch of bats are called. One bat by itself, some ravens, and then you've got more bats, a tree, an owl. That's not a raven, but some type of bird, bats, and then we're back on that. So that's a lot of cool designs that are inside of here. So that's just the one strip, totally using these. These are right up my alley. I like it. And then we've got a thicker roll here. This is also definitely has some glow in the dark stuff on it. So we have the creepy willows. We have a moth, mushrooms, lantern. Some of my stickers coming off here. Tree stub. And then a lot of glow in the dark stuff on there. Hopefully you can see that on there. More mushrooms, lantern, more moths, and then we restart there. So that's a fair amount of stuff in here. Look at all that. All again, super usable. I will instantly be using this in my bullet journal. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, yes, it looks great for Halloween, but a lot of this stuff just works throughout the year too, you know? And I'm all about that. All right, and then the last of the sticker roll that's inside of here. There's a lot of sticker roll. I mean, I like this personally better than I would probably like another washi roll of stuff, or even a sheet of stickers. While my storage solution would like a sheet, I'm not opposed to this for myself personally. So we have branches and a cobweb, branches, more cobweb. I think there's a spider, and then it's all that. So it's all branches and cobwebs here. Very cool, very neat. I think the branches would look super cool inside of your bullet journal for sure, your planner. The cobwebs, I feel like, and spiders, they don't have to only be for Halloween, but I feel like they do best there. All right, the next item inside of here, this is interesting. So this is a glue pen. So it actually looks like a marker. So it has a cap on it and it has a chiseled end here. And it also looks like one of the pumps similar inside of the Acrylographs. So we'll give it a little bit of a shake. It should work the same way. And after we pump it for a little bit, I'm guessing we'll see it come out. I don't know if it's going to be clear or like a milky white, but let's go ahead and keep seeing exactly. Oh, wait. Oh, it's like a pinkish color. Well, this is good. It actually looks like a marker. For a second, I thought, I was like, wait, is this a highlighter or a glue marker? But it is tacky on here, which will be interesting. So the application seems pretty straightforward. So I guess it's kind of cool. You just pull that across your page there, and then you find yourself a scrap piece of paper or something else that you can use, and you can put that inside of your journal if you wanted to. I can see this definitely used for card making or something else, and it does feel pretty tacky. So we'll see how that continues to work. All right, next thing here, glow-in-the-dark markers. So a lot of glow-in-the-dark stuff this year. Hopefully it all works a lot better than it has in the past. It's been a little bit iffy in the past. I love that these have the color names right here on the pen as well. You know, someone who's color deficient, I have a hard time with that, but this collection's great. We've got black, white, medium, dark gray, and then these colors on here where you can see it. These also have the felt tip as well, and they do shake up. So that's how you want to kind of activate them, get ready to go. You're going to activate it similar to the Acrylograph, similar to that glue pen that we have. Writing with it's interesting. It is a lot more wet than I guess a regular marker would be, but it has some of that luminescent in there, so maybe it needs to be like that to write. I think if you are writing inside of your journal, you're gonna get a lot more visibility from this blue. The green and the orange for me are a bit hard to see. They're a little desaturated. But you know what we have to try though? We have to try and actually see how well this is gonna work. So we'll do that in just a second. But before we do that, we have to check out the washi tapes that are a part of this collection too. You can't have an Archer and Olive release without the washi tapes. So inside of here, it looks like we have 3 different washi tapes. I'm sure all of these are gonna be glow in the dark. They always are, they work very well. So this is that full spider web look, which is pretty neat. This is branches, but it also kind of looks like lightning to me a little bit because it's a continuous loop. Assuming this will also be glow in the dark, we'll have to test it. This is not gonna work out for us. Sometimes if you put it in your hands, you can see it really well if it's glow in the dark, but we'll have to test those out. And then we have the bats. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and just do like a swatch test of all of the pens. We'll do the stickers as well that we took a look at and the washi tape to see exactly how well that's gonna work. So I've laid it all out on this sheet of paper here. So let's go ahead and switch off the lights. And it's looking really good. Whoa, all right. I'm not in complete darkness here. I have a little bit of light coming through my window, but this is really, really good. You can actually see where I did that swatch earlier through here on that piece of paper. That's how luminescent it is. So that's pretty incredible. Thumbs up to Archer and Olive. All right, so let's go ahead and check out these papers. They look very cool. They feel very thick, so I don't know if there's stuff on them or what, but they all have really cool textures to them. So this one is the bats that we have on here. So it's just like a slight little darker black on a really dark gray color, which is nice. It's very flat, very cool looking. This is neat. This is awesome. This is like a little bit more fibered. You can kind of see the fibers in there, and you've got a little bit of shimmer that's in there as well. It's kind of cool. Ooh, okay, here's why. I was like, why is it so crinkly in here? Oh, God, look at those. All right, so this is just like a crinklier sheet of paper. Interesting. This is neat. Look at that. That is incredible. Oh, I love that. I don't know what I'm using it for, but that is cool as hell. And then we have the branches on this one as well, which are super neat. And we've got like a snake skin looking deal on top of here, like reptile kind of texture. That's neat. It's like speckled splatter paint foil or something. I don't know. It's neat. And then we've got the embossed spider web across here. And then I think we go through all the same ones again. So really cool textures, really neat. This one's definitely my favorite. Look how cool that looks. So everything inside of the box is pretty cool. Definitely feeling that notebook. I always love seeing that. Having the different types of stickers and the wax seal and all that is just super fun ways to enjoy using stationery even more. Now, if you're more of a notebook marker type person, I don't know if you're gonna love this box necessarily, but if you're trying to get into some craftier stuff and like to play around with those stickers and the notebooks and things like that, I think it's perfect. Now don't forget that box, once that's sold out, it's gone. So if you did see something in there that you really liked, whether it just be the notebook or even all the other kind of fun little stationery deals, then you're going to want to grab that right away. Now for the other things that we saw that weren't a part of that box, but will be part of the normal Halloween collection, so that will be at least the one notebook that we got. We also know that that other bat one exists out there, and the third one out there as well that we haven't seen yet. The wax seal kits, the acrylographs, the stamps, all of that you can purchase as a part of the Halloween collection and as a part of their new pre-orders, that if any of that stuff sells out in the first day, they'll go ahead and open up a pre-order for that. Now, if you're curious on exactly how that works, I'll drop a link down in the descriptions for you so you can read more about that. It's something very cool that Archer and Olive is doing now, which they haven't really done before. They did that just for their past fall release for the first time. But if you're the type of person that either lives on the other side of the world and you're not getting up at 2 a.m. to buy notebooks, or again, you just can't get online at that time, but you do want to pre-order something that will come later, they give you that option now. Going through everything, I gotta tell you, absolutely love the stamps, but there's no doubt about that ever. I will always be a stamp person. I think these are amazingly cool. I love all the designs that are on here as well. The moths are super cool. The tarot card, the mushrooms. I love the snake. I love the key and those little extra embellishments. I think they're so incredibly cool. I'm a big fan that we got different colors in the acrylographs. I guess not really colors, we got shades of the different acrylographs, black to white, and the dark and light grays in between. And while I know you don't need a wax seal for every occasion, I think that this little cauldron looking deal is so incredibly cool. And if you've never played around with wax seals before, it is super fun to do. Anytime that I send a regular letter in the mail, I make an effort to seal it with this as well, because I feel like I'm not gonna ever have any other chance to do that. And it's always super cool to have that and to be able to use it. And actually something that I just realized is that I got the wax seal and I got the waxes, but I didn't get any of the presses that are usually a part of that. Like looking around to see if I missed it, but I'm sure that there will be something that goes along with that. They usually do sell them individually, and that way if you just want to buy one, or if they have one or two, you'll be able to get that. But that's the only thing that I don't have. I don't know why I just realized that after I've gone through this whole video that like I didn't get one of those presses. And I guess it makes sense because I also didn't demo how to use that because I don't have one that came a part of the set. I have others, but not one a part of here. So keep your eyes for that as well. This wasn't a full unboxing, right? Like this was a total surprise that they even sent me anything at all. This was just very much like, hey Mark, we know you like Halloween, and they surprised me with all this cool stuff and I got to share it with you. But there's so much more that's a part of this collection, stuff that I did not get, but you can check that all out starting on September the 10th. I'll link everything for you below as those things become available. And you can also use my discount code on all this stuff too. Mark your pages 10. We'll save you 10% off any of this amazingness. So if you're looking for some cool new notebooks for Halloween, or really for any time of the year, I mean, that slither and that key, chef's kiss, reputation, it is there for you. If you are a T-Swiftie and you need that in your life, make sure that you get that. But if you're looking for something more crafty, that box is right up your alley with all the stickers and the tapes and the papers and all that other fun stuff. So it's going to be a good Halloween. I'm really excited as always. What Archer and Olive does every year is just ups it, ups it, ups it. The designs are so cool. I can't wait to get my hands on some of these other things too. See what that third notebook is that I haven't seen just yet. Get the white dot grid version of the notebook that they did send me with those deckled edges. It's going to be a lot of fun, friends. So make sure you let me know down in the comments what you liked from this collection, from the things that I got, or if you're checking this out after the release, you got to let me know what you got, because we're all stationery lovers at heart, maybe a little bit of hoarders as well, just because we love cool stationery stuff. And Archer and Olive Halloween is the time to get cool stationery, 100%, no doubt about it. All right, friends, I will talk to you next time. See ya.